Hey everybody, my name is Michael Rymer. I am the co-producer and director of the motion picture Face to Face. The subject of this film is actually based on the work of one of my old high school friends. And I happened to be having lunch with him one day in Sydney, and I said, well, what are you up to? And he said, look, I can't even describe to you what I'm doing, but David Williamson's written a play about it. I'll email it to you. So that day he emailed me the play, and I read it, and I loved it. And really the experience of reading the play is pretty similar to the experience of watching the movie. And I thought, wow, this is like an Australian 12 Angry Men. What a fantastic piece of drama, and what a great low-budget film this would make, because you don't need a lot of money to shoot it. You just need good actors. And so I called Dave and I said, I love this. I want to do it as a movie, but surely surely it doesn't work out this well all the time. And he said, actually, this system is pretty amazing. It does work out. And I said, well, I think you just solved half the world's problems. So I'm a bit of I'm very proud of the film, but I'm also a bit of an evangelist for the subject matter. The process of restorative justice is derived from indigenous cultures. The people who came up with the system studied Maori traditions and a lot of island traditions, and a lot of indigenous peoples around the world tend to have the system where if there's a conflict, the entire tribe will gather, the chief or the elder will sort of sit at the head of the circle, and everybody in the community will speak about how this conflict, these events, these actions have affected them. What they discovered was that if people have to sit face to face and deal with the consequences of their actions, both positive and negative, if they get to experience a sense of shame at the pain and difficulty that they've caused others, or pride in the positive choices that they've made, it tends to naturally cause people to resolve these conflicts and sort of unify as a tribe, as a community, as a village. But it wasn't until I was in the editing room and I'd seen it 100 times that I really began to understand what the facilitator is doing from moment to moment. That certain things have to happen in a certain order for progress to be made amongst the group. They're being guided very carefully to get to the truth of various situations and for them to all understand their role in it and how they affect each other. But it all unfolds in a fairly specific way, which, the more you study the film, the more interesting it becomes, I think. We shot this chronologically, and we were sort of trying to figure out how to do it as we went. I was working with a crew who'd actually, never made a film. The producers had never produced a film. The operators had never operated. The DP had done one feature, but very little. We had no gear. We had no, focus pullers. The camera was attached to the monitors with, cables that you buy at Radio Shack. It was very, let's rent a barn and put on a show. That mentality was very true to what we did. The film was shot in 12 days. And the only way that was possible is because it was, 85% of the film actually takes place in one room. So of that 12 days, 8 or 9 of them were actually just in that room. This film plays particularly well in front of a live audience. Strangely, it's a small, intimate film. It should work great on TV, and it does, but there's something about the collective experience of, because it's about a collective, there's a synergy that happens, and there's something special that comes out of screening. So I'm very excited that this new company, Mousetrap, has sort of emerged as to experiment and try and find new ways to bring you these films.